Have you ever noticed that the foods we once trusted don't always seem to agree with us the way they used to? Maybe your joints feel stiffer after a meal or your energy dips when it should be rising. You're not imagining it. What we eat after 60 matters more than ever. And sometimes the very foods marketed as healthy can quietly work against us. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at 4 common nuts that could be secretly making aging harder and 4 better options that can help protect your heart, brain, bones, and energy. These aren't fads or supplements, just simple choices that can make a real difference in how you feel. If this kind of information speaks to you, I'd love for you to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss future tips from nutrition for seniors. Now let's begin with the first nut that might be doing more harm than good. 4 types of elderly people should avoid or limit their diet. 1. Salted chestnuts, the salty treat that may be hurting more than helping. You know that comforting smell of roasted chestnuts on a cool evening? Maybe it takes you back to childhood winters or cozy moments by the fire. For many older adults, salted chestnuts feel like a nostalgic, wholesome snack, a treat that seems harmless, even healthy. But what if this familiar favorite is quietly making your health journey harder? Let's take a gentle, honest look. Chestnuts, when eaten plain and in moderation, do have their benefits. They're naturally low in fat, rich in fiber, and contain vitamin C, which is rare for a nut-like food. But once they're roasted with salt, especially the heavily salted versions you find in stores or from street vendors, they can quickly turn from comforting to concerning, especially for those of us over 60. As we age, our kidneys don't process sodium as efficiently as they used to. That means even a modest handful of salted chestnuts can contribute to rising blood pressure without us noticing. And for those already managing high blood pressure or taking heart medications, it's a recipe for unnecessary strain on the heart. It might feel like just a little salt, but over time it adds up. There's also the issue of how these chestnuts are stored and cooked. Many roasted chestnuts, especially those sold in bulk or from vendors, sit out too long, often in warm or humid conditions. That makes them prone to oxidation, which means the fats inside begin to go rancid. When we eat those oxidized fats, we're quietly feeding inflammation in the body, something we definitely don't need more of as we age. And then there's the texture. Roasted chestnuts are often quite hard, especially if they've been left out for a while. For anyone with dental work, crowns, implants, bridges, biting into a chestnut can turn a cozy snack into an expensive dental emergency. Even if you chew carefully, the tough texture can increase the risk of choking for those with dry mouth or swallowing difficulties, which are common after 65. Now, that doesn't mean you have to give up chestnuts forever, but a mindful shift like choosing boiled or steamed chestnuts without added salt can make all the difference. You still get the warmth and nostalgia, but with far less risk to your blood pressure. Heart or teeth, food is memory. Food is comfort, but food is also medicine, or it should be. And sometimes the smallest changes in how we prepare or enjoy something can create the biggest shifts in how we feel. If this resonates with you, leave a little great in the comments so I know you're still with me. And maybe even share your own memories of roasted chestnuts. I'd love to hear them. Let's keep going. Up next, a nut that looks healthy, but hides a sugary surprise. 2. Candied almonds. Tums, when sweet turn is sneaky. Have you ever walked past one of those little stands at a fair or farmer's market, the kind where the air is filled with the scent of sugar and cinnamon? You stop for a moment, maybe even smile, remembering a time when your kids were little, or when you and your spouse used to share a bag of warm, candied almonds on a weekend outing. They smell like joy, don't they? But here's something that might surprise you. Those sugar-coated almonds that seem so innocent can be one of the most misleading snacks for older adults, especially when you're doing your best to eat healthy, keep your blood sugar steady, and take care of your heart. Almonds on their own are wonderful. They're rich in healthy fats, fiber, vitamin E, and even support brain and bone health. But once we add that shiny coat of sugar, butter, or syrup, everything changes. Suddenly, you're not just eating almonds, you're consuming added sugars and often unhealthy fats that your body doesn't process as easily anymore. Why does this matter more now than it did 20 years ago? Because after 60, your metabolism slows. Your body becomes more sensitive to sugar spikes, and your risk for type 2 diabetes or prediabetes goes up significantly even if you've never had issues before. Candied almonds can send your blood sugar soaring then crashing, leaving you tired, foggy, or craving more sweets just to feel stable again. And it's not just about sugar. Many of these candied almonds are made with hydrogenated oils, those trans fats you've heard about that raise your LDL, bad cholesterol, and lower your HDL, good cholesterol. It's the kind of combination that quietly damages the heart and blood vessels. Over time, you don't feel it right away, but the effects build up. And for those of us with sensitive teeth, crowns or bridges, that sticky coating can cling to your dental work and create problems you don't want to deal with in a dental chair. Now, I'm not here to say you should never enjoy something sweet, but if you've been reaching for candied almonds, thinking they're a healthy treat, maybe it's time to try a smarter swap. Plain roasted almonds, unsalted, uncoated, still give you that crunch and satisfaction without the sugar crash. Next time you crave a sweet snack, try tossing almonds with a pinch of cinnamon or a dusting of cocoa powder. No added sugar, but still flavorful. Your heart and your blood sugar will thank you. If this made you look at a familiar snack a little differently, drop a great in the comments. Let's learn together and remind each other that small choices can lead to big change. Let's move forward. The next nut on our list has a reputation for being luxurious, but it might just be weighing you down in more ways than one. 3. Salted macadamia nuts. A luxurious crunch with a hidden cost. There's something indulgent about macadamia nuts. Their buttery texture, rich flavor, the way they almost melt in your mouth. It feels like a treat meant for special moments. Maybe you enjoy a few with your afternoon tea or sprinkle them on a salad to make it feel fancy. They feel like a small luxury. And after a long life of hard work, who doesn't deserve a little indulgence? But here's the thing, sometimes luxury comes with a hidden cost. Macadamia nuts, especially the salted roasted ones, you'll find in most grocery stores are one of the most calorie-dense nuts out there. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, delivers around 200 calories and 22 grams of fat. Now, fat isn't the enemy your body needs. Healthy fats, especially as you age, but it's the kind and the amount that can make all the difference. When we're younger, our metabolism can handle a little excess, but after 60, everything slows down. That means those calories can sneak up on you. You may not feel like you're overeating, but a few extra handfuls here and there can quietly lead to weight gain. And as we know, extra weight puts more pressure on our joints, our heart, and our energy levels. And let's talk about the salt. Sold macadamias may taste incredible, but that added sodium can be especially risky if you're managing high blood pressure, kidney function, or fluid retention. Too much sodium can pull water into your blood vessels, raising pressure and forcing your heart to work harder than it needs to. Over time, that takes a toll. Another thing most people don't realize, macadamias are high in saturated fat. That's the type of fat that can increase LDL cholesterol levels, which may lead to plaque buildup in your arteries. While one serving might not be a problem, regular snacking can become a silent contributor to heart disease, especially if you're already managing cholesterol and if you've had dental work done. Crowns, bridges, implants crunching into a dense, hard macadamia can be a risky bite. One wrong angle and you're looking at a trip to the dentist. Now, this doesn't mean you can't ever enjoy macadamias again, but try treating them like a dessert, an occasional indulgence rather than a daily snack. Or better yet, consider swapping them for unsalted pistachios. They still offer a satisfying crunch with far less saturated fat, more fiber, and a big boost in heart-friendly nutrients. If this gave you a new way to look at an old favorite, drop great in the comments. I'd love to hear how you enjoy your macadamias and whether you found any healthier swaps that work for you. Let's keep going. Our next nut is tiny, smooth, and often tossed onto salads, but it may be quietly interfering with your medications. 4. Pine nuts. A tiny nut with unexpected power. They're small, silky, barely the size of a pea. You've probably sprinkled them over pasta, mixed them into a salad, or enjoyed them blended into a rich herby pesto. Pine nuts seem innocent, so small, they couldn't possibly cause any harm. But for older adults, sometimes it's the tiniest things that make the biggest difference. Pine nuts have a subtle, creamy taste, and they're often praised for their gourmet touch. But hidden beneath that elegance are some surprising truths that most people, doctors included, rarely talk about. One of the biggest concerns is how pine nuts interact with medications. They contain naturally occurring compounds that can interfere with how your body processes certain prescriptions, including common medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, and even antidepressants. That means your pills may not work the way they should, or worse, you might experience strange side effects without knowing why. And then there's something called pine mouth syndrome. It sounds odd, almost made up, but it's real and more common than you'd think. For some people, eating pine nuts can trigger a lingering metallic or bitter taste that lasts for days or even weeks. Imagine every bite of food tasting like pennies. Sounds like a minor annoyance, but for seniors, this can lead to loss of appetite, unintentional weight loss, and a strained relationship with food. When you're already trying to eat better or maintain weight, that's no small thing. Pine nuts also contain enzyme inhibitors, natural compounds that make it harder for your body to digest protein. That might not matter much in younger years, but after 60, your ability to absorb protein starts to decline. Protein is critical for muscle strength, healing, and overall vitality. Anything that interferes with that is worth noticing. And because pine nuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats, they spoil quickly. If they're not stored properly, those delicate fats oxidize, creating harmful byproducts that can increase inflammation. Inflammation is the root of many chronic conditions: arthritis, heart disease, even cognitive decline. Lastly, their slippery texture may pose a choking risk for those who experience dry mouth or difficulty swallowing, two things that become more common with age or certain medications. Now, this doesn't mean pine nuts need to disappear from your life entirely, but it does mean they deserve more caution and less automatic trust. If you enjoy their crunch, consider safer swaps like sliced almonds or roasted pumpkin seeds. They offer texture without the risks. If any of this surprised you or made you look at pine nuts in a new light, drop a quick rate in the comments. Your thoughts might help someone else too. Now that we've covered the risky nuts, let's shift gears. Up next, we'll explore the power of 4 nourishing, age-friendly nuts that truly support the aging body from bones to brain and beyond. 4 types of nuts. Good for the health of the elderly. 5 pumpkin seeds, the tiny seeds that quietly defend your health. Have you ever scooped out the inside of a pumpkin on a chilly fall afternoon? Maybe you were carving jack-o'-lanterns with your grandkids or baking a pie for the holidays. Somewhere in that soft mess of orange and stringy pulp, you'd find them pumpkin seeds, slim, smooth, and easy to overlook. But what if I told you those little seeds, the ones most people throw away, are actually one of the most powerful foods you could be eating right now? Pumpkin seeds may not have the glamour of almonds or the buttery taste of macadamias, but they're quietly packed with nutrients that speak directly to the needs of older adults. Let's start with zinc. Just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds contains nearly 2 milligrams of it, a mineral that plays a vital role in your immune system, wound, healing, and even your sense of taste and smell, which naturally decline with age. And if you've ever struggled with sleep, you'll be glad to know that pumpkin seeds contain magnesium, a mineral known to support deep, restful sleep and help relax tight muscles. Many seniors unknowingly run low on magnesium, which can lead to nighttime cramps, anxiety, and irregular heart rhythms. A small handful of these seeds could be a gentle step toward better rest. But that's not all. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in plant-based omega-3s, which support heart health, reduce inflammation, and may even protect your brain as it ages. And for men especially, pumpkin seeds offer another benefit. They support prostate health thanks to both zinc and specific plant compounds known as phytosterols. They're also incredibly easy on digestion. Unlike some nuts that can feel heavy or hard to break down, pumpkin seeds are gentle and soothing. They provide both soluble and insoluble fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and keep your digestive system moving, something many seniors quietly struggle with. What I love most is how versatile they are. Sprinkle them on oatmeal, toss them into a salad mix, them into yogurt, or just enjoy them by the handful. Choose unsalted roasted pumpkin seeds, or even better raw ones for the greatest benefit. And they store well too, so you can always have a small jar on hand when hunger calls. For something so small, they sure carry a big punch. And in a time of life when every choice matters more than ever, choosing foods like pumpkin seeds can feel like giving your body a little vote of confidence each day. If you've never paid much attention to these little green gems before, maybe today is the day to give them a second look. And if this inspired you, type "great" in the comments so we know we're in this journey of healthy aging together. Up next, we'll explore a humble seed that's so rich in heart, healthy fats, and fiber, it may be one of the best daily habits you've never tried. 6 flax seeds, the gentle seed that feeds your heart and digestion. It's easy to miss them. Tiny, brown, or golden smooth like polished pebbles. They're not flashy, they don't have a strong flavor, and you won't find them at the center of most grocery store displays. But flax seeds, quiet, humble flax seeds, may be one of the most powerful little tools you can add to your daily life, especially after 60. Let me tell you why. Our bodies change with age. Digestion slows. Cholesterol can creep up. Joints get stiffer. The heart works harder. And for many of us, those changes happen slowly, almost quietly, until one day we realize we're not feeling quite like ourselves. Flax seeds work like nature's gentle helper. They're rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based form of omega-3 fatty acids. These fats are known for reducing inflammation, supporting heart health, and even protecting against memory decline. For those who don't eat fish often or can't due to medication or digestion, flax seeds are a plant-based solution that truly delivers. But it doesn't stop at the heart. Flax seeds are also packed with lignans, plant compounds with antioxidant and hormone balancing effects. They're especially helpful for supporting hormonal health during the postmenopausal years. And there's emerging research showing they may also help reduce the risk of certain cancers. One of the most practical benefits, though, fiber. As we age, constipation becomes a common issue, especially for those on medications that slow digestion. Flax seeds contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, which gently helps move things along without the need for harsh laxatives or uncomfortable side effects. Just 1 tablespoon a day can make a difference you actually feel. Now here's a little secret that matters. Whole flax seeds often pass through your system undigested. That means you don't get their benefits unless you grind them first. A small coffee grinder or spice grinder works perfectly. Store them in the fridge to keep their oils fresh and add them to oatmeal. Yogurt smoothies or even homemade muffins, they don't have a strong taste, so they blend in effortlessly and quietly do their job. Sometimes the best things for us aren't loud or trendy, they're steady, reliable. Just like the habits that help us live well over time. Flax seeds may not be glamorous, but they offer something more valuable: support for your heart, your mind, your digestion, and your future. If you've never tried flax seeds before, maybe this is your gentle nudge to start. And if this story sparks something in you, leave a grade in the comments so we can keep sharing and learning together. Up next, let's turn to a nut that doesn't just fuel your body, but helps protect one of your most important senses: your vision. 7 pistachios. The little green nut that protects your heart and eyes. You've probably cracked open a pistachio or two at some point, maybe during the holidays, or while chatting with a friend on the porch in the late afternoon sun. There's something almost meditative about it. The slow rhythm of opening each shell, the satisfying crunch, the bright green color hidden inside like a little surprise waiting for you. But these tasty little nuts are more than just a pleasant snack. They're a quiet powerhouse for healthy aging. Pistachios are one of the few nuts that truly support multiple systems of the aging body. First, let's talk about blood pressure. As we age, the kidneys become less efficient at filtering out excess sodium. That can cause blood pressure to rise, even if you've always eaten well. Pistachios, however, are naturally low in sodium and rich in potassium, with about 285 milligrams in just 1 ounce. Potassium helps balance fluids in the body and eases tension in blood vessels, naturally supporting lower blood pressure. And the benefits don't stop at the heart. Pistachios are also one of the best foods for eye health. They contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 powerful antioxidants that help protect the macula, the part of the eye responsible for sharp central vision. This is especially important for older adults, as macular degeneration is one of the leading causes of vision loss after age 60. Including pistachios in your diet may help keep your world clear and colorful a little longer. Then there's the simple beauty of their texture. Unlike some hard or dense nuts that are tough on dental work, pistachios are gentle on the teeth, easy to chew, even for those with crowns, bridges, or partials. And because they often come in the shell, they naturally encourage mindful eating. You have to slow down. Use your fingers. Stay present. That little pause between bites can make a big difference in preventing overeating. Pistachios also provide fiber and protein, helping regulate blood sugar and keep you feeling satisfied longer. That's especially helpful if you're managing diabetes, prediabetes, or weight changes in later years. To get the most benefit, go for unsalted or lightly salted pistachios. 1 serving is about 49 nuts, a generous handful that supports your body without weighing it down. Store them in a cool, dry place or refrigerate them to keep their healthy oils fresh. Sometimes it's the simplest rituals like cracking open a shell that bring the biggest rewards. If pistachios are already part of your life, or if you're curious to give them a try. Now let me know with a great in the comments. I'd love to hear your favorite ways to enjoy them. Coming up next, a nut so rich in a vital mineral that eating just one a day could transform how your body feels, heals, and stays energized. 8 Brazil nuts, the one-a-day nut that nurtures your thyroid and energy. Some things in life are powerful because they're big, others because they're rare. Brazil nuts, they're a little bit of both. If you've ever held one in your hand, you know they're larger than most nuts, with a smooth shell and a creamy, almost buttery texture. Just one feels satisfying. But beyond their richness, there's something even more remarkable about Brazil nuts. Something your body might be craving without you even knowing it. Let's talk about selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral, meaning your body only needs a small amount, but that small amount does big things. It's essential for thyroid function, helping your body convert thyroid hormones into their active form. And your thyroid, it's like your body's thermostat, controlling your energy, metabolism, mood, even how well you sleep. As we age, thyroid function naturally slows. Fatigue becomes more common. We feel colder, our metabolism slows down, and yet many older adults never realize that low selenium levels could be part of the problem. Here's where Brazil nuts shine. Just one Brazil nut contains more than 100% of your daily selenium needs. Not a handful, just one. That makes them one of the simplest, most natural ways to support your thyroid without pills or synthetic supplements. But that's not all. Selenium also plays a role in immune health, brain function, and even protects your cells from oxidative stress, which is one of the key drivers of aging. There's growing research suggesting it may also support memory and slow down cognitive decline. Think of it as a little helper that keeps your engine running smoothly. Now, because Brazil nuts are so rich in selenium, more is not better. In fact, eating too many can lead to selenium overload, which might cause fatigue, brittle nails, or other symptoms over time. So the sweet spot, 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. That's it. They're easy to enjoy. Just eat them on their own or chop them into yogurt, cereal, or oatmeal. Choose raw, unsalted Brazil nuts, and for freshness, store them in the fridge. Their natural oils are delicate, and keeping them cool preserves their flavor and potency. What I love most is how simple it is. In a world full of complicated health routines, one Brazil nut a day feels like a quiet, nourishing act of self-care. If you're already enjoying Brazil nuts, or if you're curious to add them to your routine, now let me know in the comments with a great. It's amazing what one small habit can do when it's the right one. Now that we've explored the best and worst nuts for healthy aging, let's take a moment to reflect, and then I'll guide you through how to build your own personalized, age-friendly snack drawer. If any of these nut stories reminded you of your own health journey or made you think about someone you love, leave a simple good in the comments. Not just for us, but for yourself, as a small symbol that you're choosing to protect your health. One mindful step at a time. Sometimes even one word can carry the weight of a quiet promise to age well. As we've seen today, not all nuts are created equal, especially as we age. Some, like salted chestnuts or candied almonds, can sneak sugar and sodium into our bodies quietly, adding stress to our hearts, joints, and energy. Others, like pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, offer gentle support, feeding our bodies with minerals, fiber, healthy fats, and the kinds of nutrients that matter more with each passing year. But this isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. It's about opening your snack drawer tomorrow and knowing that even the smallest choices, what you reach for with your hand, can shape how you feel in your body, in your mind, and your spirit. Change doesn't have to be dramatic. Often it starts with something as simple as swapping a handful of nuts. So if you're ready to feel just a little better, move with a bit more ease, or sleep a touch deeper. Begin with one change, one nut, one decision. The power is already in your hands. If this video gave you something to think about, or simply reminded you that your health is worth protecting, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, Nutrition for Seniors. We're here every week with simple science-based tips to help you age with strength, clarity, and grace. And we'd truly love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know which nut you're thinking about adding or removing from your routine. And don't forget to type good if today's message resonated with you, because growing older should never mean growing weaker. It should mean growing wiser.